CNN-FM, the Financial Network.
Coming up, is Warren Buffett looking to buy the beleaguered hedge fund long-term capital management? I'll discuss that speculation. What's going on with hedge funds overall? And we'll talk to Charles Gradante, who is with the Hennessee Hedge Fund Advisory Group. This is CNN-FM, the Financial Network. On to an interesting topic. The recent bailout of long-term capital management has many investors suddenly talking about hedge funds, and there's certainly nothing new to our next guest. He is Charles Gradante. He's the CEO and president of the Hennessee Hedge Fund Advisory Group, which is a company which provides investment advisory services to investors. So welcome to Trading Places.
Kitty, pleasure to be here.
Thanks for joining us. You actually advise wealthy individuals about hedge funds,
and
correct?
Institutions, correct.
And institutions. All right, so we have it clear what exactly your fund does. Let's talk about long-term capital management. There are new surfacing of rumors about Warren Buffett. What do you think about that?
Well, the rumors are pretty strong. It's hard to say actually what's happening, but it's reasonable to believe someone would be stepping in and taking the banks out at some point in time, because according to Glass-Steagall, the banks are not allowed to have equity positions beyond the point of loan repayment. Quite frankly, the banks are equity owners since they're getting 90% of all of the net income from long-term capital, so they own the equity.
My recollection of Alan Greenspan's testimony on this issue on Capitol Hill was that there were maybe a few private investors or one or two who were initially talking in the initial phases of the talks who then lost interest. Could that have been Mr. Buffett?
Buffett certainly was one of those who were involved in the initial discussions.
What kind of an investment would this be for someone like Warren Buffett?
Well, Warren Buffett is traditionally a relative value investor, so if he does buy into long-term capital, he's not only taking the banks out, but he's also taking a position on the marketplace, which would be very bullish. He is seeing values in their portfolio that would indicate he does not see Armageddon in the marketplace. He's seeing credit spreads narrowing and confidence coming back into the market.
Now, this rumor's floated before. If this disappears, it's not likely to have a downside effect on the market, is it?
No, I don't think so. I think eventually the banks will find someone else to step in and take them out.
You certainly have your eye on a variety of hedge funds as you analyze them and look at them for your clients. What's your opinion of the exposure that, is it as dire as many would have you believe?
No, I think much of the exposure. That's
a good word. I like that. We'll use it in the next.
Is overdone. We tend to focus on the one or two situations that are immediate, but in general, the hedge fund industry is pretty stable.
This is based on global stability, however. What's your view of the global markets and the global economic picture?
Well, I think it's turning around. I think the worst is behind us. We may retest the lows, but I don't see a global recession that's very significant. I see global slowdown. I don't see global deflation, and I don't see a depression of the magnitude of the 30s. But what's happening in Japan is positive. There's rumors that Europe is thinking about lowering rates. That's positive. And there are some activities taking place in Pacific Rim that is very positive for the market.
Certainly the kind of situation where one hedge fund gets in trouble, it does not cheer you up much because you're in the position of analyzing the situation. Do you think there should be more regulation on hedge funds? Do you think that there's a structural problem here?
I think hedge funds are regulated like all other money management vehicles. They have to file 13Ds. They have to file big trade requirements with CFTC. The problem here is not so much the regulation of hedge funds, but the extension of credit to hedge funds. That needs to be regulated more, I believe. And I think hedge funds will be required to be more transparent. But I don't see a whole lot of regulation, just a few areas that need to be tightened up. And margin requirements on bond trades probably will need to be increased.
All right. Thank you very much for your analysis. Charles Gradante of Hennessee Hedge Fund Advisory Group. Thank you.
Pleasure being here.